Hi, Susan. How you doing? Okay. Oh, wow. This just looks fantastic. Susan, this this is just great. And I'm saying this to a lot of students in this critique, this particular week three critique. Just for giggles and grins, let's take your very first piece, open it, and then put it next to this one, and you'll be in awe. I think it's fantastic. I really do. This is beautiful. Great job. Okay, let's go. Let's get down to business here. So, um, typography looks good. This is a great choice. Great choice right there. Good typeset. That really defines the tone and the kind of the personality of the piece, which of course defines the personality of the event, right? So this is fantastic. Good typography there. Illustrative techniques are gorgeous. The color palette, the new color palette's really fantastic. You might consider one thing here, and that's some of the highlights in here. I think these are great. The fact that, and the way you describe this as no 90-degree angles, that's indicative of the era, and it's fantastic. I'm wondering if you may introduce another color to these highlights, maybe this color in this here, or maybe the color of the ticket in there. Try it and see what you think. Um, Okay, also event pass $20. Nice, nice touch. This looks great. I love the information area down here. This is great. The fact that it's on a film strip, I think is really, really neat. And also, I think the fact, one thing I would recommend is increasing the size of these little holes in the film strip. And the reason being is because right now they look like they're regular squares, right? But what you're doing here is you're continuing this this technique where you're not showing any 90 degrees. So these aren't perfect squares. Let's go ahead and jump in there and take a look. Oh, I have to look at the PDF, which I have open right here. Thank you for including the PDF. This is exactly why I like. Actually, let me see. I'm not going to open this in Acrobat, but I am going to zoom in. Take it. Yeah, those aren't squares. So make those a little bit bigger so that, or make the whole film strip a little bigger, whatever. But I just think it should be very obvious that those aren't squares. Now, as we see as it from here, they look like squares. So you may consider that. Another recommendation is that I'm okay with this type right here coming off the page. I'm okay with that. Um, so no worry, no sense in talking about margins there. This area, I'm going to zoom out again. I want you to see something. Okay, as we look at this from a distance, right now, I think this area right here is a little problematic, and it has to do with negative space, and that's the counter space, or in other words, that's the space that surrounds these elements. You've got some interesting shape right here, and that definitely continues what you have going here with this lack of 90. So that little angle right there is perfect. This little angle right here is perfect. But right here is a little problematic in this counter space right here. And I think that we can do something that is going to really, really improve this area of the poster. And my recommendation there is this, is to take the popcorn, just take the whole illustration, increase the size so it's about this big. Okay, we want there to be this kind of obvious relationship that the popcorn is bigger than the tickets, but it doesn't have to depict reality just as long as the viewer doesn't go, oh, wow, that popcorn looks really small. And they will, because it does, right? Of course, it's an illustration. Of course, it's cartoon style. Of course, that should be irrelevant. Nonetheless, that's how our mind organizes things. It's the same premise as not placing in, let's say, a magazine ad that's using photography. You would never place an airplane towards the bottom of a composition because that's not where a plane goes. Planes go in the air. Conversely, you would never present a helium balloon on the bottom, or you would never present an automobile at the top, or a plant at the top, because plants belong on the ground, right? We take that same premise. It's optical relationships that the mind plays tricks on us and says, wait, that doesn't make sense. Those tickets are too big for that popcorn. Okay, to rectify that and to kind of preserve these angular structures that you've created, what I would do is I would increase the size of that popcorn to about that big, put it on an angle, tilt it that way or that way, depending to see how you want to tilt it. But tilt the popcorn, and you know what? Let's take this a little bit more playful, right? So we've got the popcorn tilted this way. Let's have a couple of kernels that fell out of the popcorn. Let's have a couple of kernels laying around down here. Because we know one thing: if we go to a movie and we order popcorn, that popcorn's on the floor. It's all over us, right? I mean, it never stays in the can, like in the thing, like it's like it. So let's go ahead and push that. All right. Those are my recommendations. Of course, I fantastic work so far. So I'm just loving what you're doing here. So if you like the recommendations, try them, see if you like them, and I think we're going to have some neat effects here. All right, great job. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.